episode of This Old Bike, we're going to teach you why it's not a really good idea to leave your motorcycle behind your house for 5 years. How you doing, everybody out there in TV land? You know, TVs back before the internet, when you watched Bewitched and all those really great shows in the 60s. Those are awesome. But yes, you are out in the internet. I like to call it TV land because I'm old. You know, and there you go. Welcome one more time to Stay Brony, my friends, here on the fabulous West Coast, San Jose, California. Another gorgeous, beautiful day. Like yesterday when it was like 90 degrees at the Ren Fair. It was. But they had wonderful drinkage all day long. It was wonderful. Black cherry mead. So good. So good. But you weren't here to learn about what happened at the Ren Fair yesterday. No, I don't think you are. No. I think you're here to visit with one Sunset Shimmer, also known as Rebecca. Shoichet. Rebecca, are you there?
How's it going?
How's it going with you?
Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for everybody and say my name, Shoichet.
Shoichet. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because
I screw that up all the time. Shoichet.
That's right.
Shoichet. I'll get it. Is it Russian?
Well, it did come from Polish-Russian roots.
Okay.
Like it's a Jewish last name. It's the Hebrew word for the ritual animal slaughterer was the shochet. I'm not really saying that very well. The shochet.
So you were named for ritual animal slaughter.
That's right. A butcher.
Okay, we'll go there.
It's like,
okay,
it's like coming from the old country, and you take the boat over, and they say, "What's your job?" And you say, "I'm the butcher," and they say, "Okay, your name's Butcher. That's your last name."
Nice. Well, Rebecca, now that I've butchered your name at least once. Shocking, I know.
I like to tell people it's sort of like it rhymes with toy kit. Like if you had a kit full of toys, it's like Shoichet.
Shoichet.
Yeah, there you go.
I will get it. I will get it one of these years. I'm sorry. But yeah, thanks for coming. We all know you as the wonderful Sunset Shimmer and also the singing voice of Twilight Sparkle.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yes, as long as, I mean, sometimes I think you have more lines than that other girl who plays Twilight Sparkle some episodes.
Oh, come on now.
I'm singing. Oh, and then she says something. Singing. There we go.
Yeah. Yes. And then there's many episodes where I'm not singing
at
all. So
I know.
That's okay too.
But the thing is, you sing you've been in more episodes than all of them because you sing the intro.
So
you're in every episode.
Wouldn't it be nice if I got to re-sing it every time and
that would be fun,
because I hear that the Japanese My Little Pony does new themes every time. Don't they?
I think they did 4 new. I think they do a new theme every quarter. So every certain number, then they have a new theme with a new intro and all that kind of stuff. Keeps it fresh.
See, I want to keep it fresh. I want to
keep it real. You need to do a new one, like season 5 or 6.
We'll talk to Daniel about
Talk to Daniel about it. Daniel, you need an opportunity to do a new song for a new Leo Award, so you need to do it.
Yeah.
Again, Yes. So, first question coming up right here. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
What are some of the cartoons and comics you watched or read as a child or are still watching to this day?
Ooh, good one. Well, there was the of course, there was Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Yes.
Scooby-Doo was huge. I'm trying to think now. I mean, I have to say, like, we watched a lot of, like, Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, Jim Henson inspired. Muppets and Sesame Street, for sure, were big on our radar. We watched Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, lots of that, yeah.
Stuff. And a lot of Looney Tunes, of course. And when Animaniacs came on, we just absolutely adored Animaniacs.
Yeah. Wheel of Morality, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn. Moral number 6.
So I'm trying to think of other ones. I, of course, watched all the Disney movies whenever they came out, and tried, you know, and those are impacted me hugely because I'm a lover of music, obviously, and so the singing and the, you know, being able to do a show like My Little Pony is amazing because it really fulfills that part of every child that wants to be in a Disney movie, or you know, if one child happens to want to do that sort of thing. So
everybody should. I mean, why not? I always wanted to be on the Muppet Show when I was a kid.
Oh,
I wanted to be on the Muppet Show.
Yay!
Yeah, I wanted to be on the Muppet Show as a kid. You know, I wanted to be shot out of Great Gonzo's cannon.
Excellent.
Of course, that was weird. But.
I like the chickens personally.
Yeah, the chickens.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
With my brother, my brother is a bass player, and we had jazz bands throughout my late teens and early 20s, and we had a swing band, and we did this old Louis Jordan song called "Ain't Nobody Here But Us Chickens."
Oh yeah, I think I know that one.
And through the middle of that song, I would do a chicken scat solo. So I would.
Would you have happened been wearing this dress right here? Come on, picture. Nice red dress with the white gloves.
I can't see it.
Okay.
Is it coming up?
It's coming up right there. Maybe.
Waiting.
I found this wonderful picture of you singing in these dinner gloves.
Oh yeah,
with the red dress.
And my short blonde
and the short
hair.
Blonde hair.
Okay, yeah, that was with my husband and our band Soulstream. We were doing a swing set one night with big band sort of style thing. Nice. Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah, that looked like it was a gas.
But no, I didn't. Not while doing that gig did I do the chicken. But, but it's fun, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even sing right now.
Wow.
God, I'm so tired.
Well, I have another question. Next question. What were your thoughts on the fan reaction to the first Equestrials movie?
Well, I had the opportunity to be down in LA for the LA Film Fest opening of the movie, and so I got to actually be with fans in the theater when that was playing. And so, first of all, I hadn't seen the film. Of course, as you're a voice actor, you go in and you read, and you're a singer, and you go in and you sing, and you don't get to see all of the animation as it's progressing along. And so, I was in awe most of the time just watching the movie, and then of course I turned into a demon, so I was also in shock. But I have to say that it was so great to be in the audience environment and hearing all the reactions of all the fans, and seeing all the characters pop up that were like you know, in Ponyland that are you know, side characters or voiceless characters, that they all know that they're like pointing and yelling names and laughing hysterically because the characters are just flying by through the halls, and everybody's getting the jokes. And so clearly the animators know their stuff, and they're playing to their fans. You know, it's a really special community, the way it's sort of reciprocated. The fandom has been, you know, been paid. It's like payback, you know. You get included in the show. It's so exciting. So that was amazing. I knew that there would be a little bit of, even when I read the script, I thought, oh gosh, are fans going to like the fact that we're not ponies in this, really? Like, for the most part, we're not ponies. Is there gonna be some kind of reaction to that? And overall, I think the reaction was really positive. The stuff that I've read online, but I also know too that, like, as as you're creating, being part of a creative process, and I mean, I'm not the creator, I shouldn't say, because I'm just, I'm just a little wheel in that huge cogged clock that spins for this show. But I also knew that there's not a lot you can do. Once that product is put out there, people will react, and they'll just have their reactions. You can't change the way people feel about it. They just will have their opinions, right? So, which is totally awesome, and that's just the way art is, right?
Absolutely.
You put it out there. So I was pleased with the overall reaction to the show, for sure. And people, I hadn't been on Twitter up until the evening after the premiere down in LA, and I have to tell you that the lovely and talented Tara Strong helped me figure out Twitter, which is, of course,
if anybody could,
it's true. I went straight to the source. I went straight to her and I said, "Okay, Tara, you have to help me out." And she's like, "Here, give me your phone." She just took my phone and she did it all. And she goes, "Okay, now selfie." We took a picture of us. She goes, "Okay, now tweet that." And she tweeted it, and within like 2 days, I had about 400 followers, and then it just kept growing and growing, and I was just floored. And then overall, people were excited that I was finally on Twitter. I knew it was, it was time. I was just like, I'm slow at catching up with anything to do with technology. So when I finally got on, it was a really warm welcome. It was really lovely, and so I've just been overwhelmed with all the kindness. I have had a couple of troll experiences, I have to say. So it's not all been sunshine and roses.
It's the internet. It never is.
It's true. You have to be wary that when you go in, and for the most part, this community is so special, and so warm and welcome, and it's based around a show that's based on friendship. So you're getting this incredible experience of warmth and kindness. But then there's also people who will just try to dig into you because they just want to. They're not happy, and that's and that makes me sad.
Welcome to my life on the internet.
I'm sure. You really put yourself out there, and that's really admirable, because it's hard. It's hard being self-exposed like that.
Yep, but what I get out of it is way more worth it than anything.
Oh, definitely. And you've created such a legacy already, just the way the people you've inspired, and
thank you.
And the causes that you've put money towards. It's super exciting. I'm so happy to be part of all of it.
Well, thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Next question. You just took your little girls to school today after Vancouver teachers decided to go back to work.
That's right. Well, all BC, actually. All of BC.
It was all of BC. Okay. So in the first movie, you have... back to my question here. In the first movie, Twilight is all out of sorts, having to make friends, sort of like that going to school for the first time thing. Even though she's like from another dimension, it has more of a corollary as to going to your first school, like going from grade school to junior high, or junior high to high school.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's more of how they wanted that film to come off, other than just, Twilight goes to a school to get her crown back and blah, blah, blah? You think that was more what they were trying to achieve?
One can only speculate, because I'm not the writers, but I would say, I think they were trying to inject, a sense of vulnerability yet again too, and that's a perfect place to do that. What a better way to connect with kids than to find yourself at your first day of a new scary environment like school.
Oh yeah, new scary school year. Ooh. Did you base, speaking of school, we've all been there, and kids have way more to deal with in school today than you and I ever had to deal with, between Twitter and bullying on that and all kinds of stuff. But did you base Sunset off of any personal experiences you had with mean girls in your past?
I not off of any particular person, but I have, I think like anybody, no matter how one might say popular or whatever, or how lofty socially one might think you are, not myself in particular, but I know there were lots of popular kids. I was sort of a social social butterfly. I liked to be really social with lots of people, and go around to different groups and kind of be part of different groups. But I know that there's always insecurities in you, and when you're thrust into a social situation, especially like school, it's all heightened. And around that age too, going into high school, everything's heightened because of emotions and hormones, and it's can be super scary. So no matter how strong you think one particular child might be, they've always got their insecurities and their fears. And so I think it's so wonderful that these days there's so much focus on positive reinforcement in school, and lack of acceptance of any kind of bullying whatsoever. And you and I, when we were going to school, we just kind of grew up with it, and that's just the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
But socially, we always have to evolve, right? And this is part of it. And it's even hard for me to change my languaging sometimes, and I have to be hyper aware, especially now because I have kids, of the the words that I will use, or how I go about getting what I need from my kids or from other kids. You can't force people into things. Just even in a social situation, you have to be really respectful, and that's if you've come from a background of being bullied, or having teasing be a part of your daily life. I mean, I had 3 siblings. Of course, we teased each other a lot, but there's a certain line where it's not done with love anymore, and it's done with malice, and that's where the line needs to be drawn. But even nowadays, there's the line is drawn closer to the heart. You have to be more careful with everyone, because it's more in everybody's consciousness. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I have a twin brother, and we haven't spoken years.
Oh, my goodness.
Because of things that happened between me and him, and the way his life went, and the way my life went, and it's something I need to work on personally. I mean, it's a long way away, but it's something I personally need to work on. And I understand that, and hopefully that we can come together someday.
I hope so
But
too.
we'll find out. Needless to say, but you're doing a lot of singing in this movie.
Yes.
Because not only for Twilight, but if Sunset gets to sing, which I'm pretty sure she will. Question mark. Nothing we can talk about here. Wink, nudge, nudge. I would expect that you pick that up. And with that much singing and acting in this project, did it become tedious, or was it still a joy to do?
Oh, no, it's completely a joy to do. It just takes compartmentalizing, just really being involved in. I mean, you watch somebody like Andrea Libman compartmentalize line by line, like she switches from character to character so quickly, and as do the other gals too. Like, you see Ashley doing it, and even Tabitha. I get to be in the studio with those guys, watching them switch like a light switch. It's phenomenal. Yeah. For me, I was lucky because I get to sort of stay in one character for the whole singing record, and then for the whole acting record, I'm another character. So I don't really have to worry about that too much. But I didn't find it tedious at all, because it's such great writing. I get to just enjoy it as I go.
Oh, good.
And try to do the best I can do.
Yeah, that's what we all do. We all try to do the best we can do, and hopefully it's good enough. Right. The 3 new bad girls in this movie remind me a lot of the sirens from Greek mythology.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts on how both the movie and the show seems to follow ancient myths? What's your feeling on that?
Oh,
do you like that? Do you like that it's actually bringing up?
I do. I like that it does. I like that it heralds back to that stuff, and especially that it's discussed too, because then kids get to go, oh, what do you mean Greek mythology? What is that?
Yeah.
And it gets people looking into history and excited about studying that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's
thinking
the old ways of storytelling and retelling, and that's all what we do is in humanity, every single song you hear written has been written before. It's just a new way of telling it to reach a new set of ears, right?
It's been said, I think I've heard, that there's maybe 12 different stories in the world, all told different ways.
Right, like the different archetypes of characters and things like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just how good are you at doing it? So, like MLR.
No pressure. No pressure to be creative. Just you know.
No pressure to be creative. Tell us a bit about some of your other projects that you aren't NDA'd on. Is there anything that we can hear you singing at, or other characters you're getting to do that we can know about?
Oh well, there's something that's out right now. It's airing in Canada on Treehouse Network. I'm not sure if it's. I think it might be on ABC in the States. Is one that I'm actually on with Andrea Libman, called Maya the Bee.
Yes,
and
Maya the Bee.
That's for the preschoolers, which is super fun. So it's a bunch of the stuff that I do. I do commercial work up here in Canada, and funnily enough, I was getting on a plane coming back from Brony Con in Baltimore, and I put on the headset, and I caught the tail end of my own voice on Lakeside Medical Clinic or something like that, or medical hospital, something like that. And I was just like, "Hey, that's me!" It was so funny. Just
that's funny.
You put yourself out there, and you never know when you're going to stumble across.
Yeah, was that me?
Something that you've done.
Did I really do that?
Yeah, and I remember doing it. I was like, "Hey, I remember doing that. That was totally me." But as far as like other stuff that I've been working on this year, I'm not allowed to talk about it yet.
Not yet. But we'll keep
There's stuff coming up.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Yes. We want to be more excited.
But I could not be more excited about like this weekend for Rainbow Rocks.
Oh yeah.
So stoked about that.
Speaking of that, when the other movie came out, you went to LA for the film fest, and you did this little concerteo with Daniel Ingram last year.
That was so much fun. That was really cool? That was part of the children's part of the film festival, though. So that was sort of a special situation.
Well, that's cool. How was it playing? You know, I know you were in the studio, right, with Daniel and with his guys, and you're behind a glass with a microphone and earphones on, and you're doing this thing. He said, "No, sing it higher. No, sing it lower. No, sing it with more treble." But what was it like singing with Daniel and a guitar?
Oh, it was awesome. It was the best because we. When he's like showing me a song, he'll sit down and he'll play it for me and sing it for me, and then we'll do it. So it's kind of like going back to where we, starting starting right back at the beginning again, and just sharing from that place. I love the campfire kind of vibe. It's fun. Plus, everybody there who was there knew all the words, so it was like I had all this vocal support. It was like singing with a choir.
That's
People knew the words more than I did. I mean, we decided to pull out all the hits, right? So of course we're singing songs like that I haven't sung before ever. So like I'm like, what do you mean the Cutie Mark Crusade? Okay, I'll learn that. So
in 2 seconds.
Or the like a Bab Seed. I'm like, what's Bab Seed? I don't know because I don't get I'm not privy to all the other songs that are until they're airing, and even then I don't always get a chance to see every single show. So
here's a question then. So your girls aren't really into the show?
No, they are. They just see it when it happens across our PVR or whatever. Right. Like they don't sit down and like actively pursue
Saturday morning with a sugary cereal and the pajamas and watching cartoons like we used to do.
We're often super busy on the weekends, and so it's not like especially through the summer. It's like whenever they get a chance to watch TV, they can, and then we, and sometimes it's DVDs, or sometimes it's it's not always paid programming.
Right. How was Brony? We talked about this before the show, but how was BronyCon for you? Really, you and me saw each other like for a selfie, which you selfied. We selfied the same picture and then moved on, and we're gone. How do you get? Do you really love going to these little conventions, mingling with the fans, and getting their take on the characters? How does that go over for you?
Well, excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat.
Froggy.
I absolutely love going to the conventions. They're they're intense though.
Mhm.
Like it takes a lot of energy to be even conversing. Well, you must know to even be conversing with people all day long.
Yeah.
It can take a lot out of you. I was super impressed with people, like families coming and sort of like, it's almost like going to camp. You like bring your snacks and your waters and like little pillows, and you have a little nap time in the conference, like convention center hallways and stuff. It was so much fun. It's such a great experience. You get to see people who are pros at it. You get to see people who are having meltdowns, you know.
Oh no.
I mean, they're so intense. So you have to be able to know when to say, I'm done. I got to stop. I got to have a pause. I got to have a little self break.
Go in the green room. Have some M&Ms. I'll be back later.
Well, yeah, or not even like I need a nap at my hotel. Like it can be that intense where you're just, because it's a really intense social weekend, and you're giving and receiving a lot of stories, and a lot of energy is flowing, and it's really a heightened experience for a lot of people. It's really exciting, and when actually when I was at Everfree, I used there was this one fan from Japan, and I'm sorry if you're listening, and I can't remember your name, but I taught him a little trick that one of my friends who teaches at a preschool. I taught him a breathing technique, because he got overwhelmed, and I said, okay, it's okay. I'm just a person and you're a person. It's okay. But so what we're gonna do is you hold up one index finger and the other index finger, and you go, or you hold up your fist and you go, smell the rose, like you're holding a rose, and blow out the candle. So it's inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So it's to smell the rose, blow the candle. And so I taught him this little breathing technique, and I've used it with a lot of people, because it works so well.
Yes.
It's just like going back to a very.
I have to remember that, because I did have a girl come up to me at BabsCon last year, and her boyfriend basically had her by the shoulders and was shuffling her in front of me to say hello, because she was so overwhelmed. Yeah. That she was meeting me, and I went, oh, that's fine. It's cool. It's just me. We're cool. Yeah. Here, have a hug.
And just a person. Yeah. Yeah. And I think hugs are really good ways to ground people too. It's important to, like, you know, you're not just this facade or this, untouchable
just people
experience.
having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I've been on the other end of that, where I was actually just recalling this story yesterday to a friend of mine, where I met Jane Siberry, who's this amazing artist, and I got to see her while I was down at the North American Folk Alliance in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas, rock on Austin, Texas, amazing city, absolutely beautiful. Gonna give a shout out to Austin peeps, if anybody's listening.
Yes.
And I got to watch her perform. I also happened to be like 6 months pregnant, and was extremely hormonal and very emotional when I saw her perform. I had never seen her perform live before, and proceeded to cry almost the entire set that she played.
Wow, that's weird.
Because I was so emotionally overwhelmed. I soaked every Kleenex I had in my purse, and then my brother, who was we were playing music down there together. My brother's like, "Hey, come on, let's go meet her. I gotta go grab my bass." And I said, "No, Sam, I just got my shit together." Oh, but I shouldn't say that online. I just got myself together. I can't go meet her. So it was this absolute puffy mess of a woman, and so I finally gathered myself together, and then as soon as I met her, I just kind of like lost it again. I just said, "Hi, Jane. I've really admired your work. I'm a singer too," and I just kind of like crumbled in front of her, and she just said, "Oh, you're so lovely," and gave me a hug, and that was like, I was like, oh, of course, she's just a person, and she's probably just as overwhelmed by me as I am by her. Yeah. But it's just about like going, okay, we're human, and it's okay.
It's okay. It's fine. We all have our things.
And our waves of emotion too. It's okay.
If you stuck me in front of Bob Seger, I would melt.
Right.
I would be. I couldn't talk to him, because I'd been such a Bob Seger fan since I was like 7. So it's like, if you put me in front of Bob Seger, I couldn't talk. But you put me in front of Rebecca or any of these people, it's like they're just people having a great time. Everything's cool, you know. So it's all great. Now this guy over my shoulder, who's been sitting there for about 2 or 3 minutes, Ishii Rudel, okay, new director of the film Rainbow Rocks. Now I don't know if this is his first film, but what's it like? Because you were with the other directors doing the first film, and now you've got Ishii, who's the new director. What was it like between the 2 different films? Was it a different feel and direction? Did it have a lot more of his hoof print on it, as it were? Tell us a bit about him.
Well, he is one of the sweetest people I've ever met, I swear, and really kind, gentle person. But he maintained a sense of a huge sense of integrity the whole time. I really liked the way he handled this show, and he just, you know, they're all part of a team. They're always there together, working together, and it's like they work with one unified sort of goal, and to project the morals and everything of the show. And he's also brings a nice youthful energy to it as well. But he's really grounded. So it was this combination of, sorry, that's my husband's phone in the background. I'm not going to go and run and turn it off.
No problem.
And so we had a really great time working with him. I wouldn't say it was a huge difference though, because like I said, the integrity of the show is totally maintained. It's very the continuity is there. It feels like it's all, you know, it's all part of the same beautiful big brain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Is there going to be like a huge premiere down in LA? They flying you down, doing the same thing they did last year?
They actually are. Yeah, I know. I'm excited about it. I get to go down. I think Kathy Westlick is going to be there. I'm not sure who else is going to be there, but I'm excited to be there. There's going to be another purple carpet. It's not the red carpet because it's ponies.
Well, they already bought the purple carpet. They got to use it again. You know, got to get as many uses out of that as they can.
That's right. Like, how often do you get to use a purple carpet? So we're doing that down in LA. It's very exciting. And
where's it going to be? Do you know, so people who are listening can actually get there?
I think it's going to be at Grauman's Chinese Theater.
They're going to do Grauman's?
I think they're doing Grauman's. Yeah.
Sweet.
So
I'm gonna have to call in sick. Quote me, my boss isn't watching this.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that because I could be wrong, but maybe Google it. I should Google it before I answer the question. Yeah, it's probably there.
I don't know. I hadn't heard that they were actually going to do a premiere. I hadn't heard.
Well,
yet.
Oh no, maybe that's part of my NDA that I just blew. Oh no!
No, Megan, if you're watching, you know how to get me hold of me on Skype, right? Come on in the call like you did with M.A. Larson. We'll talk about it. But yeah,
flag her
down. What are you looking forward to the most coming Saturday? I mean, you're going to be down there. What are you looking forward to most to this movie? What are you looking for?
I think just being surprised at how it comes out again. Mm-hmm. Like I really loved my last experience where I just got to see it all come together for the first time. So seeing how the music plays out and how the storyline plays out and the pacing and there's so many other layers than just the script. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I see, and you can only imagine, and then it's not your imagination that you see, it's other people's imagination bringing it to life. So it's like when you read a book, right? Yeah. And then you don't know how it's going to end up as a movie, and you go and you see how it's done cinematically, how it's how the music sounds and how it makes you feel. And
yeah, if you've read The Lord of the Rings like I did as a kid,
mm-hmm.
and the big books were this stinking thick, they couldn't put all that in a movie.
No, exactly.
No, they couldn't. So basically, you go watch the movie and go, oh, they skipped from here to here, and this stuff happened in between. And if you've read the books, you understand what happened between A and B. Mm-hmm. So it's amazing when you go see something that's adapted from a book, what they actually put in and what they leave out.
Totally.
What they leave to the imagination and what they don't. So,
but with this, it's like there's and with that as well, but the music they put to it and all that stuff. I mean, you can kind of understand what the vibe is going to be like, and it will probably be a happy ending. But
probably, but we have no idea
because it's a kids movie.
It's a kids movie. It should be a happy ending, but we never know.
Yeah.
And with that,
I shouldn't say it's a kids movie though, because it's not just a kids phenomenon anymore.
No, not anymore. It's not just a kids show, and I keep telling people that it's not. just a kids show. Just not. So with that, we're going to head to
No, it's not. And
commercial.
it appeals.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, it's for all ages. It hits marks for everybody. Oh, yeah. You know, the stuff my kids laugh at, I may or may not laugh at, but then I get the other jokes too. Yeah. So it's fun.
Yes, stuff for us. So now we're going to slide on off into commercial, and when we come back, we'll talk about upcoming conventions, because I think there's only 1 or 2 left this year, and then we're going to get into some charity work, and then we'll get Screwball on the call, so all of you out there can ask this wonderful lady all of your questions about anything you want, except for Season 5. Because if you ask a question about Season 5, look, there's a moose. So we'll be back in a minute. Ciao.
Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics from rank amateur merchants? Are you tired of shady characters trying to take you and your bits for a ride? Would you really rather be shopping in a glorified flea market? Don't want to pay canter-lot prices? Avoid the bucksters and the snake oil salesman. Come to Ponyville's oldest family-run business, Rich's Barnyard Bargains. You'll find us at the corner of Appleton Way and Stirrup Street. Look for the billboards. You can't miss them. There, you will find a warm, brightly lit, and friendly atmosphere. We have everything from alfalfa to Zap Apple Jam.
Look at all that stuff!
Oh yes, we carry home improvement supplies and tools for all those last-minute weekend projects. And remember, Rich's Barnyard Bargains. If it ain't filthy and it ain't stinking, then it ain't rich.
And that's it. I'm telling you now, Rich's Barnyard Bargains, they got everything you could ever want, except for that mirror that's up in Cadence's bedroom. But if you need it, they got it. And remember, if it's not filthy and it's not stinking, it's not rich. And we're back with Rebecca, which I still can't say.
Shoichet.
Shoichet. Shoichet. I was going to say it wrong, and I went.
You could call me Joaquin or something. Or
okay,
wouldn't it be great?
Rebecca Joaquin. That's it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's your stage name from the Spanish soap opera that you did. Like
that's right.
About 5 years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
Rebecca Joaquin.
Yes, Rebecca Joaquin is here with us. So we're going to talk a bit about upcoming convention. Let's see, get my script up here. Yep. So Ponyville Cider Fest, November 7th to 9th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They are looking to become the biggest Midwestern convention out there because, man, you need to go to their website and check out all the stuff that they're going to do at this convention. Guests, Andrea Libman, Peter New, Michelle Kleba, Ingrid Nilsson, Maud Pie herself, Sam Vincent, Flim will be there, Black Griffin, Saber Spark, Psycho Griffo, Colin McDaniel, and Moi are all going to be there. Special events, a cider bar for both ages, adults and kids. They're going to have a VIP cocktail hour with everybody, me and all the other guests. The Grand Galloping Gala Dance will happen. An apple pie bake-off is going to happen. So if you're local, bake yourself an apple pie, bring it in and get it tested. Bring a lot of apple pies. I like apple pie. I think I'm a judge in that, so bring apple pies. And don't forget the rave on Saturday night. Denotive will be there, so if you haven't seen Denotive go off in a very long time, like I haven't, I'm really looking forward to it. And a special concert has been added with the Creeber Band, including Black Griffin and Andrea Libman. You don't want to miss that. So go to the website and get all the details on that. That would be PonyvilleCiderFest.com. And I'm not sure if any more are happening. That is the last big one of the year before we turn the calendar over and start thinking about BabsCon again. So BabsCon will happen in the early spring. So we'll start thinking about next year. Coming up, we'll have to go talk about the BabsCon people and see what's coming on there. Let's see. Let's get into charity. Animated James. We did the ALS Foundation. Cold water aside, Lou Gehrig's disease stinks. So we needed more help there. So we did awesome. We destroyed that goal, 650 bits, with Carradwin's kick-in of 100. And so we destroyed that. So all prizes are in play. The stuff down here. Count them, 2 more dog tags. We have the Rarity Book by G.M. Barrow, the Curious Case of Charity and the Jambaro playing card from the collectible game. Also going with that, we also have this blind bag set, Princess Cadence, Shining Armor, and Twilight Sparkle. And we also have this comic, which is a Hot Topic cover by Amy Meverson, right there, sealed. And we have this set of McDonald's 2012 toys, the whole set from 2012. So if you didn't get any 2012s, here they are. On top of that, your name is going to be given to Animated James himself, where he will sketch your OC and mail it to you. So all that is for the people that are in this hat right over here. Check out this wonderful hat that was bought for me by one Care to Win at the Ren Fair yesterday, which was awesome. He actually beat me at axe throwing. Don't ask me how, but he beat me at axe throwing. I'll never live it down. Now that you know, now that you guys know, I'll never live it down. Okay, we're gonna mix them up. Here we go. We're gonna pick this one right here. This is Lucas Lyle Hoolicious. Hooli, you win. Hoolicious, you win that great big huge pile of stuff over there. So thank you very much, everybody, again for your generous donations. As I put my new hat on. Oh, carpetbagger. Wow, this thing is weird. It's cool. How do I look? Oh, good. Yes. And with that, we move on. To Rebecca. Rebecca.
Yes, darling.
Yours is called Free. Why did I say feed? Free the children. So they can feed. Yes, but free the children. Human rights has become a cause that any decent person can get behind, can't they?
Yeah.
Yes, but too often there's a gap on who is protected, a gap that has to do with age, not having a voice that is the country's legal system recognizes because they're too young, they don't vote. This gap is in children's rights. Far too often, children can be exploited for cheap labor and other things that we don't even want to think about. So most of these children face poverty, and we need to get them all the help we can get. These guys do it. So, Rebecca, tell me a little bit more about why you like this charity.
Well, one of the reasons why I like this charity is because it is, it's not focused on one particular place in the world. It's where need is greatest, and there's a movement behind this charity called We Day that they've created. This is sort of a project that they've created that inspires kids to take action and become involved in bettering our world. So it's not just like it starts in North America, and they teach kids all about the work that they can do. Going from just, well, what can I do as just one little person? They connect the me to the we, so they get everybody involved, and they'll have these massive concerts across, like in big cities across Canada, where it's just kids, school-age kids go to these concerts, and it's an entire like soccer stadium full, and all these amazing performers will come and speak about human rights and what is correct, and how we can go about making little changes in our own lives, or raising funds in even like kids doing bake sales and putting that money towards building a village building a school in a village where kids have no school, don't even know what school is. They don't know that that's an option, and helping to support fresh water being brought to these villages, and wells being dug and things like that. So and kids can actually go and help build villages. Like it's an inclusive kind of organization cool. Where it was actually started by a pair of brothers named Craig and Mark, and they long ago realized that they needed to do something, and they were super young, and then they engaged help from investors and said, we want to help. This is what we want to do. This is what needs to happen. We need to build schools. We need to get the kids freed from this place of poverty and forced labor and things like that. And they did it. And so kids can do major things. Kids have great ideas too. Yes. So it's not. It's important to listen and to hear when our kids are saying we need to make changes. It's important to for us as grown-ups to learn from them and to make those changes. They're creating the world that they want to live in, and we should listen and make those changes too.
Make those changes too.
So yeah, kids are smart.
Kids are smart because they don't have, society messing their minds up. They like saying what they mean and meaning what they say.
Yeah, and coming from their heart, and what's right means,
Mm-hmm. So on this charity, the giveaways this time shall be these pile over here. So we're going to start off with, because we have Rebecca with us, we're going to have a Twilight Sparkle brushable right there. Twilight Sparkle brushable. We're going to have this Princess Luna McDonald's toy right there. And then we're going to have these 5 packs of the collectible card game right there. The original packs, not the Candlelit Nights. So these are getting a little more rare. So, and they have foil. Some of them have foil cards. We don't know which ones, but you might find out on those 5 packs. Now, if we crack, that's that stuff. $5, anything. You get that little pile of stuff right there. I might throw in some more things like another dog tag or something. If I got some laying around, we'll throw it in there. But if we crack 500 bills, 500 bits, I got a couple things over here. I picked this up at BabsCon last year. And this is kind of cool. This is a Coco Pamel bath towel. Check that out. Embroidered with the Coco Pamel. It's kind of beautiful. It's kind of nice and fluffy. I like it. But it's going to go to you. Not only that, but I had Rebecca for a couple of minutes over there at BronyCon, and she signed this for me. And this is the 2013 Pony Annual Equestria Girls Origin of Sunset Shimmer, signed by Rebecca, with art not only by Andy Price, but also with Tony Fleece in here. So, a couple of top
Both
artists.
amazing
artists
and people.
People's, yes, I mean, look at how cute they are on the cover there. So, completely signed by Rebecca. So, that is 500 bits. That's up into play. So, I like it. I wish I could keep it, but I can't. It's going to you. So, for that stuff, go over to manliestbrony.com. Click on the links. We'll have we're running a little behind here. We haven't got the graphic up, but if you look in there, it says donate, a couple places, hyperlinks. Click on that. Go and give a couple of bits to this one because it's for the kids. We love the kids around here. Yeah. You'll be eligible for all of that stuff right there. And with that, charity is done for the week. I've got this carpetbagger hat on. I feel like I should be like in Istanbul, selling rugs.
You must be hot.
A little bit. But you know what? Anything for the show. Anything to entertain. But besides, I got nice cold cider right here.
Lovely.
Tasty. And with that, we start looking for our good friend. You know what? I think Sunset needs to call for Screwball because he's hiding somewhere on the campus. And I don't know why he's hiding, but maybe he's scared of Sunset. But Sunset needs to bring him out, I think. So.
Screwball, would you get out here already? That's sort of what she'd sort of be relaxed and kind of like dismissive and be like, oh, really? Do I have to do this job?
Come on.
What are you hiding for?
What are you hiding?
Everybody loves you.
Yeah.
Why do you have to put a question mark at the end of every sentence?
Because I'm Canadian?
Because
okay. I'm Canadian too. That's what makes it lovely.
Oh, it's great. I love it. Hey, Screwball. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing amazing. How are you guys?
How's your 2 weeks been?
Busy.
Busy?
Lots and lots and lots of working.
Lots and lots and lots of working stuff, huh?
Yeah, and then even though as soon as I get home at around, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something, I just want to relax and play video games with Logan. That's about it.
Relax and play video games with Logan. Stuff that money away so you can move to Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid spending.
Yes. No spending.
Entirely.
Play video games so you don't spend no money.
Are you planning on moving to Vancouver?
He's trying.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not gonna give any details out yet on who's gonna go with me and what's gonna happen, but it might be sometime next year.
NDA.
Cool.
Yes. NDA on where Screwball will end up.
But there's a couple of people that are quote unquote horse famous that want to join me, and we all want to move.
House.
It's gonna be a horse famous.
You know what's gonna be the new? I can see it now on CBC TV. It's gonna be the new reality show, Horse Famous House.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
You can see it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then they'll pay me to they'll pay me to come up and be the one American, causes all the problems in the Canadian household. I can see it. CBC, call me. I think we have a hit here. We have a hit.
I can already see it now.
Yes.
We'll be so poor. We'll all be constantly cooking craft dinner.
Craft dinner. Yes, craft dinner with hot dogs.
Oh, that's
love
so
it.
good.
Absolutely.
I had some just the other night too. I'm like, what I want craft dinner.
Craft dinner with hot dogs. I love it.
Canadian buffet.
I'm sure everybody out there has plenty of questions.
Oh yes.
For one
Oh
Rebecca.
yes.
Yes. Throw them, buddy.
So this one is from Kyle Tonarella. I hope I'm saying your last name right. This one's for you, Rebecca. Do you find it ironic to sing for Twilight and voice her opposite?
I've been asked this question before, and it is kind of funny whilst watching the whole final finished product. Yes, it's like, wait a minute, that's me, and then that's me. Hey, that's me. So I would say it's fun and entertaining to play opposite oneself, but in the studio I didn't really have to do like the multiple personality kind of experience, because as I was telling Dustykatt before, I get to voice Sunset Shimmer during the script, and of course Tara does Twilight's voice for the Twilight stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I'm singing in the studio, it's just bringing a whole other ball game to.
Cool.
I don't know. What am I trying to say?
I don't.
Somebody answer for me. God, it's a whole other can of worms, and I'm just prepared for it in the way that I get prepared for it.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
Cool.
it's not like confusing or anything, but it's funny to watch. It's fun. Fun to watch.
Next.
So this one is from Trailblaze, which, by the way, has been bringing me a lot of good questions. So don't be surprised if we get a few from him. He always prepares for this. I know it. So this one for you, Rebecca, is question to you is how much did Sunset? Oh, it's a tongue twister. Sunset Shimmer change from the audition to the recording of the movie?
Oh, Well, the audition is maybe like 5 or 7 lines. Like
Mm-hmm.
you go in with a very small chunk of the script, and you have to play the extreme opposites of what that character is going to hit. She's going to hit. Well, I wouldn't say she was entirely opposite in Equestria Girls, but she does go from like a human type of character
Mm-hmm.
to a demon. So I had to show both the range of what she could do or where it could go.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, once I got into the record, everything was amped up. It was heightened. Terry's like, okay, this time do it again meaner. I'm like, oh, how did she get meaner than this?
Oh my goodness.
People are gonna like hate me.
Her, yes. And I think that was the point.
Well, it's true.
Yes.
It's true. But it's hard to like pull all that stuff out of your being, just to be more and more evil.
Yep.
So I would say the only thing that changed was that it developed even more. It just got more marinated in like
The crazy
nastiness.
thing when I was watching the movie is that it was all amped up, and then this scene comes out where Twilight brings her out of the hole and she's crying, and it was sort of like broken. It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you feel sorry for her.
Then it was sort of like, wow, went from this to like cracked in half, and it's like, wow, emotion.
Yeah. And you know, I was quite moved with how that all came down together, because actually, you know, at a certain point, you don't remember what's happening, what the script
Mm-hmm.
is going to do. Like, I was watching it going, I don't totally remember how this ends. I hope it ends okay.
Yeah, because you guys do your work a year and a half in advance.
It's like a year and a half before that, right? So I was like, I was surprised and moved by it. It was really, you know, nice to see. Like, I was like, oh wow, that turned out beautifully, and you feel that sense of like like it did crack in half, Dusty. It's like,
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
when you see a little kid having a tantrum and they're so mad, they're so not being heard, they're just furious. And all it comes down to is the fact that they're feeling scared and they need a hug, right? Like, and when you see them crumble at the end and just cry in a hug of a parent, you know, it's like, wow, that was just a whole bunch of mounting up of like fear, and it like hits to a certain maximum velocity or maximum like volume, and then it breaks, and then all that's left is this like, you know, quivering mass.
Yeah,
It's just like,
broken.
yeah, it's like loudness is just, or that you know, hate or anger or whatever. It's just that loud hurt, and it's just this broken, weak person that just needs to be held. And so, you know, you see that. And so that's where Sunset gets to come from in the next movie. It's an exciting place to come
6 days
from.
away. I got a quick question for you. Comes from Caradwin, my second in command. You've seen enough of the series to get, you know, what's going on over the seasons, I would believe. Where do you like to see the show go in future seasons? Arc-driven versus standalone stories, epic and awesome versus slice of life, low key. What do you think?
I like that they do a mix. I like that they save, you know, they'll save like epic and awesome for season enders and things like, and two-parters and stuff like that. They're always, I mean, when you get it to be continued, it's always like, what? Yes. You know, it's awesome. And you keep on hanging on for.
Yeah, but you remember when we were kids and they did that,
Totally.
you had to wait 7 days.
And
you had to make sure you were up at like 7 in the morning to make sure you didn't miss it, because there was no VCR, there was no DVR. It's like, if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, and your mom was in trouble.
And your mom was in trouble. They didn't wake you up.
You didn't wake me up.
But now it's like the hub goes, oh, we're just gonna give it next. Don't worry about it. We'll do two-parters. We'll do them the same day right after each other. Kids these days, they got it so easy.
We
used to wait a whole week for our two-parters.
That's right.
My goodness.
But,
you guys.
It's
back in my day.
That's right. But I like that they do slice of life stuff too, because it keeps it intimate enough, you know, that it touches a lot of people. Oh yeah. You know, it can be casual and fun and quirky and zany and not epic sometimes too. I think their trajectory is going great.
I think sometimes you need to do that just so the epic becomes more epic.
Exactly, because you can't.
Because if epic becomes
if
normal,
epic all the time, it becomes yawn.
Oh, here's another epic one.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Next.
I like this one from Fleur Cobra. Speculation time. Since Miss Shimmer's mark is a sun, what do you think her special talent is?
Ooh.
I think she's. I know what mine is, but I'm gonna wait till I hear your guys.
Her special talent was magic, right? Because if you read this, she was being groomed to be Twilight Sparkle before Twilight Sparkle came along. So she was very adept at magic. So therefore, her special was magic. Maybe it was magic as it pertained to radiation or solar radiation or the sun or the day or something like that, but it was still magic.
She was taking Celestia's job.
Well, she tried and that didn't work out too well.
Hey, that's what it was. She was just constantly setting the sun on her own.
Oh.
Ooh. I would just want to hear your speculations. I think she's just really good at like sun protection, you know, like she puts on SPF 30 all the time.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. She's very, she's like the copper tone of ponies.
Right.
She has she's worked on the special spell. Yeah.
Really.
She's worked on the special series of spells that she's been teaching, which is SPF 5, SPF 20, SPF 25.
You know what, guys? I could see her being on those sun lotion bottles. Shows the little girl and the dog is biting the her bathing suit, except for its sunset shimmer.
There you go.
Sounds a little kinky, Screwy. I don't know.
Screwy,
come on.
Screwy, you just made the guest say something naughty. Good job.
Life goal achieved.
Life goal achieved. Next.
Shit for saving the ozone layer.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. She stops the flares
Yes.
from hitting the world.
There you go.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Yes.
She does this. She plays that important role.
Yeah, that's her special. That's her special talent. She's got flair, silver flair.
Sailor.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So this one is from Spike Farming. Question for you, Rebecca. First, he wants to say, it was great to see you both in Vancouver and at BronyCon, and he was wondering what it was your favorite moment from BronyCon.
Favorite moment from BronyCon. I can't pick one. Honestly, it's sad to say, but I had a really good time doing. We did sort of a game show type of thing. It was sort of like, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Season Writer? That was fun because it was with we did it with like Daniel Ingram and Josh Haber and Big Jim, and we had so much fun. I was laughing a lot for that. But then I would say just in general, I love the fact that it was so massive, and I got to meet so many fans. There was some incredible cosplay. There was like mind-boggling cosplay. There was, there were so many families. Overall, it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. I would just say it was epic because it was so huge. I mean, how many did you say there were, Dusty? Like between 9,600 and something.
Change. Yeah.
Right? Like that is a lot of people coming through those doors. And so the energy was just really palpable. I would say that was part of my favorite. That was one of my favorite parts about it, was that it was just so
energy
massive.
Was crazy.
Yeah.
Off the chart.
Crazy but good. Crazy good energy.
Next.
Well, actually, that reminds me, Rebecca, you still owe me and Dusty a rematch in that game show we did at
Family
Seattle.
Feud? Pony Feud?
Pony Feud, yeah. Yep.
That was the most fun I've ever had ever.
That was so much fun too. I was so glad to have Captain America and who else was on my team? Who else was on my team? I can't remember his name.
He had a Zero Velocity.
That's Zero Velocity.
Yeah, Zero Velocity, and they were both like instrumental in that.
They were hilarious.
They were hilarious.
And smart.
Yep.
And smart. You stick a bunch of voice actors up there, and we're like, don't you know.
We know our episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, Nicole was really knowledgeable. I mean, Nicole, Kathy.
Kathy was really knowledgeable on the show.
Stuff. Goodness.
We're sitting there in our little pocket, and she's throwing out answers. It's like, well, that sounds pretty good. Why don't we go with that?
She's smarty.
She's a smarty.
Yeah.
Next.
So this one's from EFN Pony 8746. I guess. Question to all: which celebrities do you want to see on the show?
You mean as a guest voice?
Yeah.
Oh, guest voices. I don't know. Phil Lamar would be funny. If you get Phil Lamar to do a pony, because he's done all kinds of wonderful characters from Samurai Jack to a ton of them. So Phil Lamar would be awesome, I think.
Oh, yeah. What about like Jimmy Fallon or Lady Gaga?
That's funny because the guy that asked that question was saying Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon might be funny.
Is even though like I'm not going by the rumors because I have to see proof before I feed off of it. But I would love to see David Tennant on there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because like there has been the rumor, but I 100% doubt it because of law issues. Is that people were saying that he was going to be on the 100th episode, but I was like, no. It's a lot harder than you think to get someone like that of a completely different company onto.
No, it wouldn't. David Tennant doesn't work for the BBC anymore. He's gone. He's not the Doctor anymore.
Right.
He's a free agent. He can do whatever the heck he wants.
And how expensive is he going to be?
How expensive is John Delancey?
Yeah,
I mean, come on. It's like he's an actor. He has a fee if you can pay the fee, and you can get the rights from the BBC to do what we think he's going to do. Then you could do whatever you want. You just got to pay for it.
Dr. Hoobs all the way.
They should do
That would be amazing.
They should do a Doctor Who spinoff. And
Yes.
just for BBC Kids TV. Could you imagine it? Could you imagine that show with Rose Luck and the Doctor? And oh man, I could see it now.
I'm writing fanfics now.
That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
That would be really cool. But
Hasbro, get on it! I'm giving you all these wonderful ideas, but you don't pay me nothing.
Oh, also actually from Spec Fireman, he wants to say that his mom actually just got out of the hospital and is doing.
Oh yes,
fine.
yes, Mom,
Oh, great.
Mama Firemain, get better soon. Get better soon, babe.
Well,
All right?
she's out of the hospital now,
Yes.
so she's
Yeah.
getting there.
It was great. I got to meet her at
Yes.
BronyCon too. That was
Yes,
fantastic.
yes, she's a wonderful person. Next.
This one's also from Trailblaze to all. I like this. What was the quote unquote girliest show you've watched before My Little Pony?
Oh.
Hmm.
Girliest show that I've
Earliest
watched.
show that you watched. Yeah.
Oh.
She-Ra, Princess of Power.
Oh, I was going to say Gem and the Holograms. Gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's another one that I watched as a kid was Gem.
That would make complete sense, seeing as you turned out to be a singer.
Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
I can't think of girly. The girly. Oh god. It's
Yeah, I
not
can't either.
girly though because I loved Kim Possible. That was a fun show.
Yeah, but it wasn't very girly.
it wasn't really girly
It
though.
wasn't really
That's,
girly. No.
Like, it had a girl
It
act.
had a girl act. Yeah, a
character,
girl
but
lead, but
it wasn't all that girly. I don't know.
I can't really be pegged for watching girly stuff because I'm
Exactly.
not really that way
No.
inclined to be super girly.
be super girly. Next.
1 second, making. Oh yeah, so this one's from Fire Brony for you, Dusty. Actually, is where are you going to continue making the videos with the old motorcycle on your YouTube channel?
Oh, you mean my this old bike
Yep.
thing? Yeah, I believe I am because it's gotten a very positive reaction from my fans. So I think that I might actually turn that into a YouTube series. I have to figure out how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do it to and what's going to get fixed and what's going to get broken. But yeah, I think I might end up doing one of those a month, maybe two. It depends, of course, on money for the project and, of course, time. So I do plan on continuing those because it was a very, it was just my motorcycle broke. I filmed fixing it, edited it together to see if anybody liked it. And everybody seemed to love it. So I'm going to put a little more production in it and see if we can come up with something good.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. So this is from RBZ for you, Rebecca. There's actually 3 questions. So I was bringing out the first one. What is your stance on bullying?
Oh, it's funny you should ask that because of course Sunset Shimmer is a huge bully in that, and I believe bullying is it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's really damaging to people's spirits. It's not cool, and there's definitely awareness being brought about to stomping out bullying, if you will.
Yep.
Loving out bullying. You got to hug it out. Hug out the bully, right? It's because everybody's coming. When you're kicking the cat, it's because you've been kicked. So you are in need of care and love. So I think you can't fight fire with fire. You have to kind of douse the flame and get in there and find out where the problem is. Help those people learn that you don't have to act that way to get friends or you don't have to be feared. It's okay to let people in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to show people that you care, and also to support people who are in fearful situations. People who are victims of bullying. Don't let that happen. Don't be a bystander. Don't watch. You got to help. You got to make a strong force against the bullying behavior. The bullying behavior needs to stop.
Yes. Quite agree with that one.
also from Barbie. From your comparisons from the first Equestria Girls to Rainbow Rocks, did you feel more comfortable voicing for Rainbow Rocks and EQG, considering that she was such a bully in that one, and it seems she's more of a good guy in the new one?
It was actually a bit more challenging because coming from such a severe place of being the antagonist, finding my place in Sunset's, Sunset Shimmer, finding her place was already shaky. It's already, it's like we were saying before, she was cracked down to a quivering mess, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So coming from that place was actually really challenging. We had to build her back up, and it took a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy
to help her crawl out of that hole.
To help her crawl out of that hole by the end of this next movie. It's like hopefully it comes off awesome, because I'm really thinking this is going to be a great movie. One, it's music. I love music, so now we have a direction to go with the music and everything. And Sunset Shimmer, hopefully gets a little bit redeemed. We love our redeemed villains around here. Discord and
oh my God, Discord's so funny.
Discord's so funny now.
Does he ever really get fully redeemed?
We don't know.
We don't know. That's the way the
Sunset Shimmer gets fully redeemed.
The way the season finale ended.
I wonder, right?
Yes, don't know.
Seems the season finale, he sort of seemed like he definitely learned his lesson. You just have to hit him hard enough.
Yep. Wait, is that Joe? Joe, is that you?
Joey.
Joe, is that you? Okay. Yeah, I think I got you. Okay, let me adjust. Okay, adjust the waves. Okay, I got you. Okay, we're back with Joe Stevens of Equestria Inquirer. He has breaking news from the desk in Equestria. We just brought him in. We got the signal through the portal, so we'll be right back. Just stick right there. Let me get this down right here. I need to get him up. Okay, here we go. Be back.
Thank you, Dustykatt. This just in! Scootaloo is actually a penguin! Unreliable sources have confirmed that Ponyville resident, flag waver, and Rainbow Dash restraining order haver, Scootaloo is not a Pegasus pony, but a flightless bird known for its swimming ability and tastiness to killer whales. While many in Ponyville were convinced that Scootaloo was a chicken, scientific tests and hitting Scootaloo with a stick confirmed that she was not, in fact, a chicken. Further scientific tests and throwing a burning duck at her, however, have concluded that while the initial avian diagnosis was correct, the species was wrong. She's not a chicken, she's a penguin. Applebloom, friend of Scootaloo and fellow Cutie Mark Crusader, was pleased with the results, hoping that Scootaloo would get a penguin Cutie Mark. Sweetie Belle was not available for comment, since she's confined to a mental institution for being under the delusion that she's a walrus.
Oh my God.
Scootaloo's penguinness, or penguinacity, has already shown a change to her everyday behavior. She has accepted her inability to fly as part of her biology, and has started sitting on eggs and eating raw fish to acclimate herself to her new life before she relocates to Antarctica. A move that will have to wait till she gets over all that food poisoning. Sadly, Fluttershy has since proven that Scootaloo is not a penguin and prevented EQI scientists from getting anywhere near her ducks. Fluttershy's scientific revelation of looking at her proved that Scootaloo is not a penguin. She's a jackalope. I'm Joe Stevens, and this has been a news brief from the Equestrian Inquirer. Back to you, Dustykatt.
Can you believe that, Screwy? She's not a penguin after all.
Well, it turns out.
I heard that on the backside of Twitter like last month that she was a penguin and things were going on, but now she's a jackalope.
Well, apparently hitting her with a stick proves what she is.
Apparently a jackalope. You got me on that one. I don't know. Joe's sources are always right. Always. So.
Always.
Canon. Right there.
Canon. Write it. Done.
Write it down. And we're back with Rebecca to talk about anything other than Scootaloo being a penguin. But there we are. Joe, I love you.
Yeah, I can't stop laughing at that. That was good.
That was good. Next.
Okay, I gotta recollect my thoughts.
Collect your thoughts, buddy.
Collecting them as best as I can. So this one is from Lord Silverhoof for Rebecca. No, I'm just quoting him here. First off, I want to say I love your singing voice and that you are an awesome character of Sunset Shimmer. I have always been more connected to female protagonists and antagonist characters. My question is, I was wondering, do you have a favorite pony character other than Twilight Sparkle and Sunset Shimmer?
Oh, well, I was watching one the other day. I love Granny Smith. She's hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as like main six favorite, I really like Pinkie Pie because she's always so bright and light and fresh and injects so much positivity. Where in everyone's darkest hour, she's there with a smile on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I like that about Pinkie. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it wasn't a very long-winded question.
No,
Answer.
that's all right.
Absolutely fine.
If I go quiet, it's because I'm reading constantly.
Okay.
Because a lot of people go, "Are you zoning out? What are you doing?" But no, that's what I'm doing. So this one is from.
Huh? Yes? No? Is it from?
No.
No, darn.
Actually,
Where is he?
that's a good question. 1 second.
Where is our resident superhero?
I'll bring on this next one while we wait for this. While I figure that out. So this one's from GGBHTG. To Miss Shoichet. I said that wrong, didn't I?
No, that's great.
Yes!
It can be Shoichet or Shoichet,
Shoichet.
whichever. Yeah.
I
Shoichet.
got it. On my first try. Look at that.
Shoichet.
How do you warm up for a singing / voicing session?
Pretty much a lot of lip trills like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like horses.
I've learned that. I actually learned that on the internet. There's a wonderful guy on YouTube that does these free singing lesson stuff, and a lot of it is like neck stretches and trills and all this other stuff, and it's like it really helped. It was amazing.
Yeah.
They're like, wow. So.
It's a great way to warm up the vocal cords and just keep the pharynx and all the throat muscles really loose, but making sure you're getting a lot of air passing by your vocal cords at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Constant stream of air.
Constant stream of air.
I never knew
And stay
that.
hydrated.
That's right.
Drink all the
lots
water.
of all the waters.
And clearly I've had too much coffee today. It's not working. I'm working against my rules.
Oh no. That means I can't ask you to sing anything because you're froggy.
I am really froggy today.
Yeah.
I'm
No
sorry.
singing today.
Unless it's like some kind of like baritone part or
Baritone
something.
part.
Sing a bass line or something.
Yeah. Sorry. I can't find James anywhere. I think
don't know. He might be off today.
he's off fighting crime.
He's off fighting crime. He's off fighting off soggy milk.
I'm not used to that because I'm used to James.
You know. I read in the Fall Free Press that Soggy Milk had taken a rocket to Mars. It was actually setting up a Mars base for his next huge equestria-wide evil plan. So you know what? He might have gotten off to SpaceX, down there with Ellison. So he might be getting on the rocket right now to go to Mars to take on Soggy Milk and to protect us one more time.
Is he on the U.S. mission or the India mission?
I think he's on the U.S. mission because he is U.S. But he needs to take out Soggy Milk up there on Mars.
I think I found his real reason. People posted. The Gotham premieres tonight. So.
Gotham premieres tonight. Well, there you go. He's doing research on his background character. I see.
Batman fan, so he
Batman
has to
fan, yes.
he has to see that. I know that for sure.
Yes, that's what DVRs are for, there, James.
Yeah, come
There you
on,
go.
James. Oh my goodness, we're just picking on you, James.
Yeah, we're just picking on James because we love him.
So I'll bring on the next question.
Yes.
So this is from Trailblaze. I told you he'd bring in a bunch. To you, Rebecca, as you sing for Twilight, have you ever tried to do Twilight's voice?
I kind of just leave that to the pro. I'm not gonna. I don't. I mean,
No.
I'll do it. I'll do it when I'm reading books to my kids. But you know that
No.
they just kind of expect me to do voices all the time.
Well, so you can actually do the voice.
I'm not gonna do it for you.
No, we're not doing it here.
Not public. I
No.
don't. I don't. I'm not.
No,
I'm
no
not,
stepping
I'm
on
not gonna step on
hose. No stepping on hose.
Twilight's toes. No way. No way.
Or
I'll
hooves.
stick to
No
the
stepping on
same.
hose.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we don't want that sort of thing going on. Ooh, so this one's from Nick Holstein. For you, Rebecca. If any, can you give a list of people who influence your voice as a singer or voice actor?
Oh. So voice acting, I mean, obviously like Mel Blanc, and pretty much any of the, well, Frank Oz and Jim Henson. Singing, Dinah Washington, Aretha Franklin, Joni Mitchell, Ricky Lee Jones, Pat Benatar.
Oh yeah, Pat Benatar. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's such a huge list.
Yes.
It's, yeah.
Speaking of them, June Foray just had a birthday. She's 90-something and is still working.
Wow.
So 92 or 3 or something like that.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Still doing Rocky.
Amazing.
Crazy.
It's
Yes.
definitely, yeah. There's a long list. I have lots of influence. Never really obsessive about any one particular person but I just, I'm a sponge. I love listening to music and listening to people speak. My husband laughed because when I I'll give one little story example of that, of how I study. I get really intense on honing in on words or how to shape, like copying. It's like a mimicry thing, right? A band I was playing with back probably about 10 years ago, or around 10 years, or maybe it was, something like that. We were doing a Halloween show, and so we all decided as a band to dress up as Star Wars characters. And the other gal who was singing in the band was a shoo-in for Leia. She had the long brown hair and was perfect for the 2 buns on the side of the head. So I was like, well, there's really no other female character that's like, present enough. This was before, the prequels came out. So I thought, well, I could be Yoda, but then I'd have to do the entire show on my knees, and that wouldn't be very good. So we're just doing like cover music and partying for a Halloween show. And so I decided to make an Ewok costume. So I went to the local fabric store and bought a bunch of light brown fun fur and studied Return of the Jedi. And my husband recalls me like zoning in and like kneeling in front of the television as every time an Ewok came on the screen and like practicing trying to speak like an Ewok. And so I made this costume and I studied the Ewok song and I figured out like how to, or tried to sort of emulate Ewok speak. And I went to a party to test out my costume, and my brother's girlfriend at the time was having a party, and a friend of hers saw my costume and asked if a few months later had written a script called Ewok in an Elevator, and you can search that online. It's on YouTube. And he wrote a script as 3.5 minutes short about an Ewok being in this elevator of this office building, and so my costume and I starred in this little short film called Ewok in an Elevator, because I built this costume and studied this character. So, anyways, it was fun. So
I just got word from Carolyn that June Foray is 97 as of today.
My goodness.
And is still teaching and offering free voice work to students at CalArts.
Oh, that is amazing.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
wow,
crazy! It's crazy. I guess if you do what you love, keep doing it till you can't.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Do it, Scree. I think this will be like 2 more. Do it.
2 more. Okay, this one I have to bring up. This depresses me, but for everyone else, I don't know. But this is from Big Pearl Apple. Are you guys ready for fall? Tomorrow is the first day of fall.
Well, yeah, because I like to snowboard, so it's getting closer.
I like
thought wasn't it yesterday? That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday?
I think it was
Okay.
yesterday. But yeah,
It
fall
was.
is here, so that means that here in California, it better start raining soon or we're in trouble. Yeah.
Wait, why do you need rain?
Why do we need rain? Why did California
don't
rain?
have
Because
forests.
we have been in a drought for
Oh.
like 10 years, buddy. And we're like in the worst one as, you know, that California's ever had in the modern age. We need some water. We need it now. So put it up,
Well,
put it in rail cars, truck it down from Canada. I don't care. We need some.
It's
So,
raining up here. It's got to
good.
head down the coast
Get
soon.
that head down. We gotta have some soon.
We have a lot of lakes here. You can take some.
Yeah, no snowboarding unless we get it soon. So with that,
Oh, can I bring in one more?
are you sure?
You said 2.
Oh, do it. Okay, fine.
Okay, I like this one. The Firefighter Brony for all. What is your favorite Greek mythology creature or story?
Ooh.
Aww.
I've always been partial to, to Medusa. I've always been partial to that, and I think that Lauren Faust is going to do it up pretty cool. From the things I've seen online of what she's doing with that story, that I think it's going to be awesome. And of course, the Colossus of Rhodes, my last name. So I sort of like I like all of that Greek mythology stuff. So almost anything, the Iliad, all this stuff was as awesome storytelling. So, and almost anything is fun to read. So,
What about you, Becca?
Oh, honestly, I'm not super up on like Greek mythology, but I bet you if you mention one, I'd be like, oh, I love that one. Sorry.
Oh, I know.
It's all right.
Mine isn't actually Greek mythology. It's Japanese.
Oh, cool.
Mine is an Enenra, and the reason being is because it's a creature made of smoke and mist and shadow.
Cool.
And my dog's playing a maraca back there.
It has a maraca?
No, it's just shaking the leash and it's just making all kinds of noise.
Oh.
Hush! Back there. God, cheap seats. But anyway, now we come to the last question of the show. The last question of the show is actually reserved for the guest. The guest gets to ask me and Screwy anything they wish.
Oh.
Yes.
What?
Yes, you.
Oh. Okay.
And it's always a surprise.
It is. It's a surprise to me.
Yes.
I get to ask you a question. This
Absolutely.
is very exciting.
Yes.
What has been your favorite con you attended in the last 2 years?
Oh, fudge cakes.
And
why?
why?
Oh, fudge.
God, was that over 2 years ago? I would have to say the first BronyCon I went to, which was New Jersey. BronyCon. Because
And when was that?
That was...
It's okay if it was
12.
more than 2 years ago. That's
I think it was 12. Yeah, it was 12. So 2012 BronyCon, where they were in Secaucus, New Jersey. And it was just my first time on the East Coast, which was fun. First time near New York City, which was fun. Got to see a very good friend of mine from Detroit who was living in Brooklyn at the time, and took the L train down to Brooklyn and spent some time with him. I hadn't spent time with him forever. It was fun. But the whole convention was just basically... At that point, you knew it was huge. You just basically, all these people showed up for this convention, and you didn't know it was going to be, what it became, what Brony became. But geez, so many people, and then having everybody pretty much come up to me and say, "Hey, I saw you on this, or I've seen you go do that," or signing my first autographs, or having little kids come up and hug my legs because they knew who I was. And I was like, how, what, you know, and that's when I really realized the reach that I could have and needed to do right by it, you know, and had that mental thing where it's like, okay, if little kids are watching my show, then yeah, we need to do it right, because there are people depending on me to come and entertain them every other Monday and, you know, do a good show and all of that. So it's just, it was just that I think that whole weekend.
Cool.
2012. How you Screwy?
Fudge.
Fudge. There was no FudgeCon. Unless, of course, that was Las Vegas' Unicon. That was
smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. That's so hard. That's a very hard, because I've been to exactly 10 conventions.
Wow.
And I'm trying to think here, but the most recent one, which is BronyCon, was a blast, but not because of the convention, just because I got to check out Vancouver and see all sorts of buddies and friends.
all this stuff.
So outside convention, for those kind of Brony trips, quote unquote, it was definitely the Vancouver one. But in convention, I would have to say BabsCon, honestly, because there were so many people in one spot, and I got to see everyone all over again. I haven't seen in quite some time, and it was a blast. Just, and also after, when we got to do that live show at Dusty's
live show at my
house.
Live show at my house with Jim Barrow. It was awesome.
I'm sure but I'm not saying that it's like every convention had its own amazing special moments that I'll never forget. If I had more time to think, I'm sure I can get a much better answer. But right now, I can think of as BabsCon. Yeah.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, now I know what likes when you guys have to go through this stuff.
Come here,
We go,
Yes, my dog Bonsai. Hi, Bonsai. How you doing?
Bonsai.
Bonsai's here. Yeah, with that, we are at the end of the program. So,
Aw,
I
that went
know.
by fast.
I know. That's when we have
Always
lots
do.
of fun. It goes by like zoom. Just zoom. In fact, we had so much fun with like Andrew Francis. He says, "I'm staying another half an hour, whether you like it or not." It's like, okay. Okay, Andrew. We haven't heard from Andrew in forever. Hopefully, he's doing okay. So
I missed him
I
at
know,
Vancouver.
I know. We haven't heard from him in a while. Andrew, call in, buddy. We miss you. So with that, we're out of here. So Rebecca, anything on your mind at the end here? Anything you'd like to say?
Come and see the movie.
Come and see the movie.
And tell me about what you think about it, good or bad. You know, it's like I love to, you know.
And if you think it's bad, be constructive.
Yeah.
In your criticism, don't just go, "I hated that song because it stunk." Don't say that. Don't say that. Just
be mindful.
Be mindful
when you comment.
Yes.
Anytime on the internet, when you're commenting
Yes.
on things on the internet, either have something really, important to say about it, or don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for the old saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. But be constructive if you wanted to say something that's not the kind.
And it's this weekend, right?
It's this weekend, Saturday, buddy. We got our tickets. We got our tickets.
I'm going to be in Edmonton, and I think I might see if I can drag my friend Logan along. He's not a brony, but it would be pretty funny to bring him into the movies and just see what he'll think.
I can't wait. I can't wait, because we do it in art houses. They're like little small houses. When they did the first show last year, it was like in this little art house. It was around the corner from a bowling alley that was, it's just in this little strip mall that had almost nothing else in it but the theater. So I can walk in around the corner, and all of a sudden, all these people who are in line, I go walking down to the end of the line with my girlfriend and Lance and everybody, and all of a sudden, you see the eyes start going, "Wait a minute, isn't that?" And it's at a different theater this time, so I'm like, sort of like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good."
That'll be fun.
It's going to be awesome. So with that, we're out of here, gang. So remember, go to, one other thing I forgot to bring up. T-shirts. We have T-shirts for this show, people. Over at Redbubble. Check out the T-shirt here over my shoulder. Go and pick a couple up, because if you don't, then we don't get support and the show could go away. So
Ah.
yeah, so the money from T-shirts and stuff actually pays for servers. So if you like our T-shirts and you like our show, pick up a shirt. We'd love to see you wearing it around a convention and telling all your friends about how great this show is. So because I think it's great, or I wouldn't be doing it. So if I'm doing something bad, constructive criticism, people, let me know. Other than that, we're gonna get out of here.
Raise money for Free the Children.
Raise money for Free the Children.
Yes.
You go over to manlysbrony.com and get a couple bits over there, but you get in for all this stuff. Also, in 2 weeks, now comes the fun part. 2 weeks, Screwball, your turn to guess. Who's coming in 2 weeks?
My turn to guess. I can use my psychic abilities. It has something to do with a musical.
It does have something to do with a musical. Which would
See,
it be?
I cheated.
Did you cheat?
I cheated. I saw you had that calendar thing on our website. I'm like,
yes.
what's this
It's amazing. There's been a calendar on a website for like a year, dude, and it's like you never check it.
I check the website every day, but I never noticed that calendar until now. I was just like, what's this big square thing? And it's like, click it. It's like, Brony's the musical.
That is right, people.
Show.
Our friends at Brony's the Musical, who got their Kickstarter funded, is now into a bigger production down in LA. So they're going to come and talk about it in 2 weeks, and we'll probably have some pictures about the new stuff, maybe the new costumes, the new puppets. So if you are interested in musicals and you're interested in Brony's, show up and we'll talk all about Brony's the Musical in 2 weeks. So with that, we are out of here. Thank you very much to a lot of people, to EFN for giving us the platform, to my wonderful girlfriend Amy for giving me all the support, Screwball for everything he does, and Nathan upstairs, and Lance for doing everything he does, and of course, Miss Shoichet.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. And with that, we're out of here. Come back in 2 weeks. We'll talk about musicals. Until then, be excellent to each other. Love you. Bye.
Yay!
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.